Hey guys, I'm Songbird, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 6.98 ounces of extra clothing I'm bringing with me on the Appalachian Trail this summer. As you probably saw in my earlier videos for this series, I've got a lot of multi-use gear. The first example of that multi-use gear was my poncho tarp, which is both rain gear and my shelter. The second example of multi-use gear in my kit was that poncho quilt, which is a 50-degree wearable quilt that eliminates the need for me to carry a separate puffy jacket. Those two pieces of equipment have really cut down on the stuff that I need to bring with me on trail this summer. The first of my two carried clothing items is going to be a rain jacket. Now I don't need a dedicated rain jacket. I've used just the poncho tarp in the past, but as an added safety measure and for a little extra warmth until my body is used to being out in the woods all the time, I'm going to be carrying this Outdoor Research Helium-2 jacket. In prolonged rainstorms, especially in hot weather, I really prefer a poncho, but it's nice to have a dedicated rain jacket for being around camp if I'm not sleeping in a shelter. And on exposed ridgelines, a dedicated rain jacket really does a good job as a windbreaker, keeping me a lot warmer and not flapping around as much as a poncho can sometimes. If I find that I'm not using this rain jacket a lot, I plan to send it home, and that'll lighten my kit significantly. But like I said, I'm going to bring it with me just in case. The second piece of carried clothing that I'm going to bring with me this summer is a buff. Buffs come in a variety of styles, and you can pick one that works for you. In the summer, I primarily use my buff as a sleeping cap since I don't have a hood on my quilt, but these tubes of fabric are really versatile and you can use them in a couple different ways. I use a buff as a beanie, but you can also use a buff as a traditional gaiter to give you a little extra warmth while you're hiking. And I've comfortably used a buff before as a balaclava to keep me warm in the coldest conditions. Another thing I like to do with my buff when it's really sunny on an exposed ridgeline or walking down a long road into town is make it into a kind of safari cape for the back of my hat. How you use a buff or a handkerchief like this is just to flip it over your head, hold it in place with one hand, and fit your cap on over top. And this type of setup with a handkerchief or buff gives you a lot of protection on a sunny day. So guys, that's everything I have to you on carried clothing. It is a pretty short list and it's going to get even shorter if I decide to send my rain gear home. I can promise you though that I'm always going to have this buff on me. I'm getting really excited guys. I'm almost done with this series on what's going to be inside of my backpack for the final 600 or so miles of the AT. Before you go on to that next video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you want to see more gear videos like this in the future, or if you want to see more videos about stuff from on the AT, make sure you subscribe. I'll be putting out new videos as frequently as possible when I get Wi-Fi to upload them. Thank you again for supporting the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.